Mr. Jeffrey Sitcov. Hello, babies. It's the even more fabulous Mother Love coming to you live and in living color wherever you are. And I'm not wearing pants. Get your mind out the gutter. I got on a skirt because I always say this handsome gentleman is Jeffrey Sitcov, who is out in the trenches to make sure and do everything that he is doing for our young people and especially for the homeless people. And I want to just thank you very much for your passion, for your compassion. And it's a good thing you handsome because we in the trenches with crazy people and we just gonna stay it out like I'm gonna say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mother Love. Thank you. It's wonderful to be with you again.
It's wonderful. Wait a minute. Wait, I have never seen you before in my life. Okay, yeah, y'all know. Shut up, Mother Love. Hi, baby. So let everybody know who you are and Jeffrey Sitcov when you were like 11 years old so we can get up what the big doings you're doing.
Well, I'm the founder and president of Doors of Change. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization that has been working with homeless youth for the past 23 years. We've helped over 2,800 homeless youth between the ages of 17 and 24 get housing and self-sufficiency.
So see, that takes a lot of work. I've never said this. Well, I probably did told somebody. It is so crucial. It's so hard. This, when you don't know where you're going to live, when you don't know when you're going to get your next meal, when you don't know if you can get medical care, when you don't even know if anybody wants to listen to you because of all of this. And most of the time, 99.99% of the time, it is not a child's choice. When we talk about homeless youth, we're talking about, and they always say, you're a grown up when you turn 18. I was just as doofus as I wanted to be at 18. What nowhere in the world I was going. What made you get this? Or did you find it, or did the homeless situation find you?
It's a great question, Mother Love. I happen to be a physical therapist by profession. I practiced for 18 years. I had my own private practice. I had a spinal cord injury 24 years ago, and I had to stop my profession. Did a lot of soul searching. I went out one evening because I heard there were homeless kids on the streets, which I never knew about. So I went one night. I spent the night with two outreach workers, went on the streets to see how they actually befriended the homeless youth and got them off the streets. And that experience, one night only, literally changed my life. I've been doing this for 23 years ever since.
And see how that works? So it came calling to you, and you said, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, physical therapy and children. I to this day, I don't understand it. I don't understand. This is what sounds stupid to me. Homeless children and veterans. I mean, really? Okay, so when you decided, when it came calling to you, what was your first thought after one day, you said what to yourself?
I said that I had no idea there were homeless kids on the streets. And most people, 98% of the people I've dealt with for 23 years, have no idea that there's so many kids on the streets. And they can't believe it, number one. And then they say, well, it's because these kids want to be on the streets. But 95% of the kids we work with, Mother Love, for the last 23 years do not want to be on the streets. They're there because their parents are mentally ill, they're addicts, they're alcoholics, or if they're LGBTQ and they come out, they get thrown on the streets.
See, and I knew you was going to take it there. I knew you cannot make sense of parents. These are your flesh and blood people that you would say, because of the decisions that they want to make in their lives, that they want to live their authentic self. Because back then we don't do authentic stuff. We got to hide under drugs, alcohol, and all kind of crazy stuff. And these kids, when I was first started with this, a bunch of my friends, and I didn't even know what was going on. I'm like 16 years old, and all the fine, good looking guys wanted to hang out with me. And these chicks were like, why you get to hang out with them? How come you got the finest gal over there with you? I'm like, because he likes me. And most of them were LGBTQ. Well, we didn't get to the Q yet. It was just LG, and how horrific it is in the Black community, in the Latino community, in the Jewish community, in the Middle East. And they're like, oh, we don't have gay people. Well, you don't have a brain in your head. They're not. Shut up, stupid. And for them to say, I don't know where to go. I don't know what's going to happen to me. My mother and father put me out because I told them that I like girls and this is your daughter, or I like boys and this is your son. Get out my what?
I was blown away
Because I'm getting ready to start twirling around in my chair. Got to twirl around because it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
When you saw this after one day, one day, you said most people don't see this in their lifetime or don't believe it in their lifetime.
Yeah.
How do you get to those people to understand this is our issue and these are our children, all of them? So why would we put okay, go ahead on, Jeffrey, because
in America today, there's 4.2 million youth that are on the streets in America today, and of those, Mother Love, 40% are LGBTQ plus. When they come out to their parents, they throw them on the streets. Now, one of the first kids I worked with 23 years ago, his name was Joseph, an African-American kid in San Diego. His father was a Baptist minister. He came out and told his father and mother that he was gay, and literally within 10 minutes, out of the house, no food, no clothes, no nothing. And he had to have survival sex in the first 2 hours to get $10 to get a trolley pass to go to the shelter in Hillcrest. And I'll never forget that. And finally, it took about 10 years for his father finally to come around to accept him. But he was on the streets, and you know, it's terrible because once a kid gets on the streets, they don't trust anybody and they don't know how to get off the streets. And so they're really in survival mode.
So when you talk about survival mode, and you said he was having, I never heard those two words put together, but it makes so much sense, Jeffrey. Survival sex. I will do whatever I need to do to get to a place where there's a roof over my head. And you know, and a lot of them are teenagers. A lot of them are very young people. You know, they're in their early 20s, and they haven't even got their footing together. And the first place they're getting, okay, mom, dad, okay, let me just say the fact that he had enough within him. Joseph had enough within him to go to his pastor father and tell them, and this supposed to be a man of God, I bring all the children, come into me and rest your weary head on my lap. That's what he said. And you are preaching, you put your, see, to me, don't even tell me who is the pastor doesn't have any currency, because he would say to his own child. So how, if I was in his congregation, would I even want to listen to what he says when he's abandoned his own child? And it's a lot of them like that. A lot of them like that. I remember I was attending this church, and I was really getting into it, you know, because I love the church. I mean, the music and this guy came up and he dedicated himself to God and said he wanted to be baptized in the church. And then he said, he didn't say it out loud to the congregation. This was when they were doing a whole baptismal thing. And they told this young guy, he might have been, I don't even think he was 20 years old, young guy. And he came out and he said, I just want to be presented to the Lord in my real form. And they told him, you ain't getting baptized. And I said it right, you ain't going to get baptized. You're not going to be baptized in our church because we're very sanctimonious. And we only believe that we only want to bring the people in here that we like. Forget about the skeletons in their closet. Forget about the evil that they've done. And you want to do this to a child? Where did your head go, though? Jeffrey, I mean, you said it was in one day. Where did your head go? I can't even fathom. I'm going to have to take a nap after you said 4.2 million young people are on the streets. 40% of the homeless youth are LGBTQ plus. Baby, we don't care who you love or how you love. I just care that you love and somebody loves you.
Yes.
And where did your head go? I mean,
I was blown away. I was blown away 23 years ago. I'm still blown away today, because 50% of the youth that we work with in the San Diego area are LGBTQ plus. 50%, and they're thrown out just because they're gay, just because they don't get a chance by their parents. I can't believe it, but it still happens today in 2024. Thank God that we're experts with Doors of Change. We're experts in building trust quickly, because if you don't build trust with these youth, they're not going to ask for help. And we have to build trust with them very quickly to offer resources to help them get off the streets, have a better life, but they have to trust you. And we are experts in that. We have 3 tremendous case managers, full-time case managers that do deep case management with these youth, get them, medical records, get them their medical insurance, any mental health issues that they have, any addiction issues they have, if they need to get their GED, if they need to get a trade, anything these kids need, we will help them and give them partners of ours to get them along the way so they can be role models for other kids to follow. Because you know something, Mother Love, these kids don't believe they can do it. But if they see a kid that is succeeding, they're the role model for them. They give them hope that they can break the cycle of homelessness. One of the things I think it's very important for your listeners to see is that the transitional age youth between 17 and 24 years old is the number 1 in the country for breaking the cycle of homelessness. Do you know why?
Why?
They haven't been on the streets that long. They're not so messed up emotionally, mentally ill, addiction, where the people as 30, 40, 50, 60-year-olds, it's almost impossible for them to get out the streets because they have their addictions and their mental illness. However, these younger kids, if you can get their trust and get them off quickly before they're cemented into the homelessness, there's hope. And that's why we've helped 2,800 of them get off the streets into safe housing and self-sufficiency. Doorsofchange.org.
Doors of I love that. I love the nonprofit name Doors of Change because we walk through the doors. You walk through the doors, and when you walk out, you're a different person, yay or nay. And the fact that when you said all of us do. I keep saying all of us because we're all in the trenches together. These are all of our children. These are our sons, our daughters, our nephews, our grandchildren. First of all, I didn't understand what the big deal was about being gay. It used to be when I was going to gay men happy. So why can't they be happy? Why can't they be, comfortable? Why are we being rude and disrespectful to them as human beings because they don't think like us? Now you brought up the word trust. That's a big giant trust. That's a big deal. And when you say you have to get them before they get embedded in this, you get their trust. How do you get this? Look, teenagers don't even like their mom and daddy. How do you shut up, Mother Love? What's your process to be able to gain their? See, I've been telling people I do a live radio program, but they don't believe me. They just call up, go away. I'm in the middle of a. They don't care. Wait a minute, honey, can you get this? Okay, can I get you back? I don't know what happened, but wait a minute, we're gonna keep going. Okay.
So how do you gain trust?
How do you gain trust in these troubled children?
That's a great question. Things, Mother Love, have changed tremendously since COVID. Because before we had an award-winning music and art program, we saw 8,000 youth in that program. That built trust very quickly. We had to close that program down because of COVID. And so we had to think out of the box. And what came from that is our homeless youth advocacy program. We're literally advocates for these homeless kids, where they're like their parents. We're like surrogate parents for them because they don't have anybody they can trust, they can depend on. And so we actually take them to appointments. We actually spend time with them. If they have a court issue, we go to court with them. If they need mental health, we get them a doctor that'll get them mental health evaluations and work with them on psychotherapy, work with them on medication that they need, so they can get a leg up and they can survive and do well and thrive. But it has to do with trust. And one of the things I think we've been very successful at is that we get to them very quickly. When they call us, we pick up the phone immediately. If we're on the phone with another homeless kid, within 20, 30 minutes, usually we'll call them back. They're not used to that. And so since they find out that, listen, we care about them, we get to back to them promptly, then they start saying, okay, I'll give them a chance. And everything we tell them we do, we follow through. We follow through with our word. And they watch you like a hawk. But if they see that you're following through with your word, when you say we're going to do something for them, they need money for clothes, we get them clothes. They need food, we get them food. We get them whatever they need, so they start trusting us that, yes, these organization really cares about me. And that's how we build it very quickly. Last year, we housed 339 youth alone last year because of the trust we built very quickly with these youth.
And when they know that you love them, you care for them. I'm on the farm. But anyway, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, when you talk about meeting them where they are, and they could be in a very low. Wait a minute, I don't know what's going on with the video. It could be a very low. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm supposed to be doing some grown up stuff. Okay. Now, is it distracting you at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
I
So,
love your passion that you want to help.
mhm. So now, did you see this personally in your life where parents and guardians are like kicking people to the curb simply because they tell you, I love somebody who looks like me?
You know, we don't usually deal with the parents because the parents are so messed up. We deal directly with the kids. We
Mhm.
share with them that you have to be on your own so you can help yourself. You can't depend on your parents. Obviously, you're on the streets for a reason. So we go to safe family members, and we can reunite them with a safe family member, a
Mhm.
grandparent, an aunt, uncle, older brothers or sisters that are healthy that can
Mhm.
help these kids. We work with them. However, many times they don't have that situation, so we actually have to be their surrogate parents until they can get to a point where they can help themselves, and that's fine. We love doing that because we want to get them off the streets so they can have a better life.
And you can have a better life when you know people care about you.
Yes.
Oftentimes, being a teenager is awkward anyway, and then you got all these other things that are coming around, all this white noise that they hear. And my mother and father don't pay attention to me, but I'm going out here on the streets because the drug dealers will treat me better. The pimps will treat me better. They'll say, well, you my family now, and I'm going to take care of you. And we know how bad that can be. And
Yes.
to be able to get them away from that, what is the protocol? I mean, besides them being, homeless and estranged from their families. Some people, I had one of my friends, God rest his soul. He asked me, we worked together, and he was one of them fat ass, black ass, and all he dressed real nice. Women fell all over him. And so one day, I don't know what I made him come over to me with lunch, because I fed up. But he came over and it just blew me away. He said, will you come with me when I tell my mother I love boys? I'll never forget that. I will never forget. And then I found out, okay, I'll do it. And what I found out is mother seems to always know, and father seems to always reject. And the
Mhm.
mother rejects because the father rejected, not it's not her. Why does that don't ever work? They don't get their mother and their father love like they need. And they come into you, a stranger, and you show that they can trust you.
Yes. When we get their permission, if we can assess them,
Mhm.
we go through a protocol of assessment. We ask them many questions because every kid is different. And we ask them, please be as honest as you can with us because then we can help you. And so we find that they have an addiction. We offer them, would you like some help to get off the addiction? If they're mentally ill, they
Mhm.
have problems with, let's just say they have PTSD, they have problems with stress because of work, stress because of their parents, etc. We'll work with them and get them the resources so they can handle that and
Mhm.
be successful with their life. But it's really about trusting quickly with us, and that's how we've been so successful of getting these kids the help that they need to get off the streets. Because every time we have a success story, we've got many success stories, they become role models for other youth to follow. And
Mhm.
so we appreciate you letting us get the word out to people so they see that there is success. If you're touched by this,
Mhm.
go to our website of doorsofchange.org. Doors is plural, doorsofchange.org, and watch some of the interviews that the kids do.
I
They're
do.
amazing. Their success stories are amazing.
And that gives them hope and gives other people hope too. And to know, I wish, can you come fix this? He's not going to come and fix this. I know they left me by myself because the buttons are off. And I didn't touch the button, Jeffrey. I didn't touch the button. So when you see, when you hear them, and you meet them with, because yours is very positive program, and a lot of people don't like change, don't know how to accept change. How do you work with them and your super team work with them? Because you said everybody is different. Everybody's not the same thing. You have
Yeah.
people that are going, especially these young kids and their minds are so moldable. And
Yes.
to say, well, I don't want you over here anymore because you're an abomination to God. You're not in my, oh, you're an abomination to God. You're going to burn in hell. Shut up. Okay.
That's a great question. The thing is we love these people. We don't judge them. We accept them for who they are. And sometimes they might not want to get help initially. That's okay. We'll be there for them so that they'll watch you. And once they realize, hey, they're not going to try and take advantage of me, I'll try and ask them for something. And then we let them go at their own pace. You cannot force this on anybody. You love them. You don't judge them, and you let them come along at their own pace. And that's been one of the successes of our amazing, we have a team of Nicole, Turquoise, and Angel are our three amazing case managers. And Joanne Newgard, who is in charge of the whole program, they befriend these kids. They really love these kids. And these kids can feel it, and they see it very quickly. And they start coming forth and asking, please help me get this. Please help me get this. And we follow through their word. And that's very important.
And that's the first thing that's important. You telling somebody, I can help you change your life. And they got it, they want to trust you. And we have seen a lot of these programs, they claim they're for the youth, they claim that they're going to be there. When they go back, they're like, well, we can't talk to you right now. We got more things on. And I was like, and I've seen that happen where we will pray for the young people and pray on their ability, their aims, and I mean, there's got to be a process that you guys go through to know that you can help this person. You can help them become, as my mother would say,
yes,
she would say, you want to become it's going to come, a vital, productive member of society. It took me a while to get a dictionary of sorts. I was like, I don't even words. And that's what we are as the mothers and fathers and the leaders of the community. And you don't have to have you don't have to have years to become a father figure or a mother figure or auntie figure. You just have to have the passion. And when you see that other people are caring for your child, you do.
Yeah.
That's something you got to eat. Shut up. Okay, go ahead, Jeffrey.
Can I give you an example of one of our success stories for your viewers to see?
Wait, can you get out of my head for a minute? Because that was the next question. Okay, go ahead, Jeffrey.
Well, this is one of our tremendous success stories. I want to know if you can see this. This is Justine.
Women style, spiky mohawk with a blue purple. I don't know what that thing is out. The color. Wait, don't put that. That might be my next hairdo.
So Justine was homeless from 12 to 16 years old because her mother was an alcoholic. Her mother's boyfriend used to beat her up, drag her by her hair, and then started taking her clothes off when she was 12 years old. She left the house at 12. She shaved her head, have a mohawk, as you can see, and joined a gang. And finally, when I met her, she was suicidal. She tried to kill herself twice. She was in such depression. And she finally came up to me and said, I want to learn how to play music. And our music and art program is what really started changing her life. She started feeling better about herself, and she looked like this. She was doing our music and art program. Okay. And so from there,
now you see the light in her eyes, as opposed to the first picture that you showed me. She was like, her lip was like, oh God, what am I gonna do?
You can see the life in her.
I can see the life in her.
And then she started asking us, can you teach me? Can I do artwork with you? And so we got her in our expressive art program, and she learned how to make jewelry. And she started making jewelry and started selling her jewelry. For 15 years, she sold her jewelry. She put herself through City College. She went to University of California, Santa Barbara, graduated with magna cum laude with honors because of her jewelry. And here's her now. She just graduated law school.
This is what people who love you can help you do with their life. I'm just gonna say what, damn. Look at her.
See this? She graduated law school.
She's in law school?
She graduated law school.
Okay, can we get her on the show? Because I would love to hear that story. Isn't that how do you feel and your team feel when you have such a big success story? Because
You know,
kids calling me.
it keeps hope alive in all of us and our donors, that when they make a donation, it really does save a kid's life.
Mhm.
You can see the difference. That's why when people go to our concerts every year, they hear a kid speak at it every year, and they watch them grow over time, and they see that their dollar donation, $100 donation, $1,000 donation, whatever they give us, it really is truly transforming these kids so they can have self-sufficiency and be role models for others to follow. That's what we keep doing. We're doing for 23 years.
Well, I said 23, 24, 25, can I hit 25, can I hit 50, can I hit 100, can I hit 150? All of us will be there, but your legacy. When did the fire hit you that you knew what that you were going to? And this, like I asked you earlier, did you see this coming?
I never saw this coming. I literally got hit over the head with a hammer when I went on an outreach that one night, and God said to me, "This is what you got to do." And I've been doing it ever since for 23 years.
See, that's your assignment. That's when you know that's your mission, that's your assignment. And so many people won't walk into it because it seems too big, it's too ginormous. Can I do this? When did you know that you could do this? Because you had the help of God and the universe, be all around you and the people that wanted to embrace what you were doing. And
I'm just the quarterback. We have a tremendous team of angels, and thank God for our team, because there's no way one person can do this. I just have to be the quarterback, but you need a team to succeed. And our team, Harlan Bull is one of our team members. You're one of our team members.
That's my baby. That's my Harlan. I love him, and he loves me. And that he get the touch to the head.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What a wonderful man! What a wonderful job he does. Harlan Bull, PR. And I like the cowboy hat. He ain't got that cowboy hat yet. Okay, and ask you girls to made me earrings for him. Somebody made these for me.
They're beautiful.
So now when you see these, her as a true success story, she got off the street, got in the gang, was doing all things, and to go from this to this. So you guys have been working together for a number of years. When you saw this in her stages as she goes, what the jeopardy? I mean, I done been like, okay, we said it on the radio. How did you feel about that?
We feel very proud that we're able to help these youth have a better life, because they didn't want to be homeless. Mm-hmm. They're not homeless by choice. And so if they trust you and you get them the services, that's why they succeed. And that's why, it's very hard to trust today. Whether, there's so many nonprofits out there. In San Diego, there's alone 9,000 nonprofits. Who do you know who to trust? Who do you know who to give your money to? Thank God that people trusted us, and they kept seeing every year the kids grow before them. And they saw more and more kids growing before them. And that's why we housed 339 kids last year alone, 688 in the last 2 years, because thank God the community trusted us. There's a lot of musicians out there that don't trust either. And thank God Billy Joel was the first angel that trusted me 23 years ago and signed a keyboard. And he was touring with Elton John. And he told Elton John what he did about 3 months into this. And Elton said, something, I want to help that organization. I'll sign a keyboard. And so having Elton John and Billy Joel endorse Doors of Change, this is something that we believe in. This is something you can trust. They helped us tremendously increase the credibility in people's eyes. And that's why many musicians, Bruce Springsteen, Carlos Santana, Tony Bennett, Etta James, many, many, many others that came to help us because they trusted us. And that's where we're asking people to go to doorsofchange.org, watch the videos, see the success stories, come to our concert of hope on July 27th, starring Casey and the Sunshine Band, 3-time Grammy winner. You're going to have a great time dancing for 2 hours. But more importantly, you're going to hear a homeless kid speak on stage about their successes, and they'll blow you away. It's going to be July 27th at the UCSD, University of Southern California in San Diego, and their Epstein Family Amphitheater on July 27th. You can get tickets at doorsofchange.org. Mm-hmm. Tickets, by the way, start at $52. So anybody can afford a lawn seat for $52. I'd love to have you be my guest.
I would love to be your guest. Can I have a plus one?
Yes, you can.
I
You
don't.
can come with two. You can come with you and guest will be my guest.
Oh, thank you. Y'all heard that right? I be like, roll that take back. That's what he said. So, what as you keep going and going, how do you? Well, after you got Billy Joel and Elton John, everybody else and their mother want to be on one of those shows that you do because those are musical legends. I got to see Elton John. I got to see Elton John. I didn't know who the heck he was, but I like the music. And when me and my girlfriend, we talk to people in the audience, and we had jam just like everybody else. I didn't was I heard him do Benny and the Jets live, and that's when I became a fan. I didn't know who the heck it was, but the powerhouses that you had. So do the artists call you or do you call me artist? Do they call me say Jeffrey? This is case of the sunshine, man. We want to be on the program.
Well, thank God that people trusted us. And, it allows us, especially now since COVID, we have to really think out of the box and do different things. And one of the things we've been doing, a lot of kids live in their cars right now. At San Diego State University, 10% of the students are homeless. They're in their cars or they're couch surfing. And so what happens, Mother Love, is when their car breaks down, they can't go to work. They can't sleep in their car anymore. So we pay for their car to be repaired so they can go to work, they can continue going to the school, etc. And that's why people's donations, they literally do help save these kids' lives. We have a thing called the Angel Team program. The California Angels trusted us enough to allow us to transform and actually trademark the name Angel Team. And so for $18 a month, that's not a huge amount of money. But if you give $18 a month every month, and there's 1,000 people giving $18 a month, we have enough money to have another case manager help more kids get off the streets. And that's why doorsofchange.org. Be an Angel Team member. See, I can't go to the concert. No problem. Be an Angel Team member for $18 a month, and it'll come out auto pay every month. You don't even know it's there, but you're helping get kids off the streets.
That's so amazing. And what do you get out of this, Jeffrey? Because, we don't do stuff. I don't do stuff just to get recognized. I do stuff because that's what God told my slap habit behind it. And that's what I'm doing. When you saw this fire, in your heart, because you always have, because that doesn't have a chance. You just don't. Oh, you say you got every last time. You didn't get a regular clock. You just got knocked on the back of your head. And to be able to do this continuously, when you talk about your case managers, what kind of skill set, besides compassion and compassion, what do they need to bring to the table, and what do they bring to the table?
The most important thing is they have to have a passion to help. They have to have a passion to help these youth that are touched by this cause, because kids can see right through you. If you're not authentic, they will see right through you. If you're BSing them, they'll see right through you. So the first thing is they have to be passionate about helping kids 17 to 24 years old. That's the first thing. Second thing, they have to have experience. And so we have tremendous skill level people on our team that have been doing this for years. It's not easy to be a case manager because you hear all the negative stuff, but they really lift these kids up. They give them the tools. So it's not teaching them, giving them fish. It's teaching them how to fish. It's teaching them how to have the tools in life to succeed. You never stop. Always continue over and over and over. You never give up. You save money. Put money to the side. 10% of what you raise, what you're making, put it to the side for savings. They'll give you your freedom. Many teach things that we teach these youth so they can help themselves, and we pass it on.
So have you ever had in the 23 years that people come through the program and then they say, well, Jeffrey, I want to be involved in this. I want to continue this. Do you have people like that?
Oh, we have thousands of people, thank God, that have been touched by what we're doing because they watch you. And they give a little money. Like we had a person give $100 and they gave $500. They just donated $3,600 last week. I said, why did you donate so much? Because we watched you. We saw your organization came through with their word. We saw the kids evolving. We knew that the money was going where we wanted to go, and that's why we're giving you $3,600. And that helped tremendously to be able to get supplies for these kids. They need to eat. They need to have clothes. They need to have shelter. We get them into housing. We have many partners in our community that we partner with that have housing. And so they trust us because they know that we give appropriate referrals. We refer them for LGBTQ, refer them for people that have addictions, domestic violence, all different aspects. We refer them to the right people, and they know they're going to get the right referrals. And when you have the right referrals, that means they're going to stay. And if they stay, they're going to get off the streets.
That's so amazing. Now, I know you're in San Diego. You can replicate this across the country, right?
We've mentored other communities in the country. We're not going to do the work for them. We'll share with them for free what we do, and they're going to have to do it in their own community. But there's many good organizations in our country that are helping these kids. I would Google in your community where you live, see if they have a homeless shelter in your community. Organizations like Doors Have Changed that help transitional age kids, and support them in your community. Help them because they will help the kids have a better life.
And it's amazing that they age out. And when the kids are in foster care and they age out at 18, is that it's 17 to 24 age bracket because they're about ready to age out. And that's okay, you 18, go out there and figure out what you're gonna do in your life. And they have to give them allow them, not giving them, but allow them to work for a viable, feasible program where they can come out and say, okay, this is my contribution to the world, or whatever, because all of us have a contribution to the world. Yay or nay. Because there's
Yes.
nasty people out there that do nasty things to our children, do nasty things to themselves, and when they're doing it to a child, the child is looking at you, they suck up everything like a sponge. So why would you not put good things into them?
Yes.
I think the biggest thing is, this is just me. This is just me. That a lot of people fail their children because they felt like they were failed.
Yeah.
And they'll say this, well, I came out all right. Okay, you put a needle in your arm. Where's it all right with you? Now, do you have a program or a class or anything for the kids who have been, ostracized and pulled out, and maybe the parents are now starting to, okay, maybe I need to do something about that.
Yes. We see mostly street kids, which means they didn't even qualify for the foster system. They're below the foster kids. We do work with foster kids also.
Wait, Trevor, you just put some words in it that didn't make any sense to me. Let me just roll that back. That kids below foster. Okay, tell me, I'm listening.
So we have youth that we work with that do not qualify for the foster system. They miss the time. They never were qualified. And so because of that, they don't get services for fostering system. We do work with some foster kids, but majority of our youth, 90% of them are street kids. They didn't even qualify. So they're below the foster kids. And yet, they can succeed with hard work. They can succeed. And so that's why we give them any kind of services that they need. A lot of them need, mental health issues. And so we get the mental health professionals that'll do telehealth with them once a week on their phones. Okay, we give them the phone so they can get telehealth. Okay, if they're going to school, we give them a computer so they can do well in school. We give them the tools that they need to help themselves and give them a little hand up. It's not a handout, it's a hand up.
And, I totally get that. I got that from Reverend C. Jackson. We're not asking for a handout, we're asking for a hand up.
Yes.
It's all about responsibility. The elders and guardians of the community to not ostracize these children. These are our future. These people are going to be the ones to say whether or not, and you got crazy people in politics now. So we really got to band together and get our resources together because it's about to get bad crap crazy. And these kids need to be, and I still call them kids, they be 35 years old. And my mother, I'm a kid, I'm here, and I got 3 kids. I'm like, okay, baby, you still my baby. And when they come back to you and they show you what is in them, and a lot of times, just like the girl you just told us, I bet you like she didn't even know she had that in her to go from being kicked out, shaving her head, got a more. That was a very unique haircut, by the way. Please tell I said that. To pink hair with the yellow tips, and to watch her graduate from law school. What kind of law school practice I might need Give me a call. I could be involved in some school. There could be something. Always have attorneys.
These youth, some of the stories, the success stories are amazing. Can I share
Yeah,
another success
absolutely.
story?
That's our time, baby.
So there's a guy named Tyler.
Hey,
And Tyler
Matilda.
was homeless at 16 years old because his mom was a meth addict. She loved her son, but she was a meth addict. And because of that, he had to leave the house, and he slept under the Imperial Beach Pier for 4 years, from 12 to 16 years old, because his mom loved him, but she was addicted to meth. So when we met him, he loved music, and music kind of turned this kid's life around, but he was always a doer. He always wanted to help others. And he came to me and said, Jeffrey, I want to be a security guard. Will you pay for my guard card? It costs $400. And because he was such a doer to help others, we said, you know something, Tyler, we'll make an exception. We'll pay for your guard card. And so he started working in Elite Security, which is the #1 security system for in San Diego for all the concerts, the sports, etc. He worked his way up the ladder, kept working, kept doing. Do you know that he was honored at Petco Park for Employee of the Year?
Yes, I
in front
do.
of 25,000 people. He became a light of hope for many kids.
Obviously, didn't tell you. You can't make a host cry. You to hear these stories, and I'm just a lay person, and when I get to talk to people such as yourself, who have such a passion for others in our community, in our world, and in our family. I just feel so full because I know we can all work together for the betterment of our communities, of our families, of mankind. I mean, to
Yes.
be able to say, yeah, I mean, to have the wherewithal to be able to live under a bridge for 4 years. I simply can't imagine. And I keep saying, we're homeless, we're homeless. He said, no, we're not homeless. We just sold our house and we're making a transition. And I was devastated. And he was like, why are you devastated? I'm like, well, what about the people who lose their homes and they can't go someplace else? What happens to them? It's like, what happened to these children? And thank God for you. Thank you for your team and the fact that you saw the boy. Okay, so that's like with a sledgehammer. I know that pain. I was trying to explain to I was explaining to God what I wanted to do in my life, and God was really patient. And I guess I'm gonna you're not any
If people are touched by this, if they don't take action, Mother Love, it doesn't mean a damn thing.
It doesn't.
They have to take action for us to help others. And so if you're in Southern California, if you're in Los Angeles, Riverside, if you're in Orange County, San Diego, come to our Concert of Hope on July 27th with Casey and the Sunshine Band. You're going to hear a homeless kid speak there. You're going to have many homeless kids there to see 1,500 people are going to show up to say, we care about you. We want to help you. And you know what that does for their life? It lifts them up for years because they see that people care about them. It's only $52 for lawn seats. We take away all the excuses. Come and go to doorsofchange.org, doorsofchange.org to get tickets. Come up to me and say, I heard you in the Mother Love concert, the interview, and I want to come and be a part of this. Make a difference. Go to doorsofchange.org. If you can't make it, make a donation of $5, $10, $100. It doesn't matter. Do something, or else it doesn't matter if you're touched if you don't do anything to make a difference.
If you don't have, you're not stepping up, step out the way. And to share this with other people, and I hate that we get the reverb, but we're getting them out. That's why I'm not going to talk so much. So when you see them and they come back and they share with you what their lives are like, and now, are you like the proud dad with your chest so big about to brush your earth with your nail?
These kids are my kids. I look at them as my kids, and they want to help other children also. So whenever I ask them, will you speak to these youth? Will you come and do public appearances? Will you be with me on TV, on radio, live, appearances of speaking? They usually always say yes. They want to give back and help others because they were helped.
And that's so important that they don't just accept the help and the guidance and say, okay, I thought now you want to get yours, like a lot of people do when they get, a garner success. And, like, okay, now you're beneath me. And I'm getting me a whole new group. I'm like, really? And then you wonder why your life and what the hell did I have that?
Yes.
It's
You know,
karma.
our program works, Mother Love. In the last 4 years since COVID, we have placed over 5.5 times more youth now than we did before COVID. From 60 4 years ago to 339 last year. That's over 5.5 times growth because of our community, because they gave us the resources that we can help these youth have a better life with hard work. They have to work hard.
Oh
They're
yeah,
not going to get a handout.
right.
They're going to get a handout.
You gotta do the work. You know, it's that old adage, at least lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Okay, when they get to your trough, they're gonna be drinking, and that's where you go. You're leading them and guiding them. What does that do for you and your spirit, and how you are?
I feel honored and blessed that I'm able to do this because it's when you serve others. That's when the magic happens. When you serve others and don't think about yourself. Everybody, like in our world right now, it's me, 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 me. I say, think about others first.
Right.
Don't worry about yourself. Help others. And when you do that, you'll be blessed more than you can ever imagine because you're doing it for the right reason. And every once in a while, God throws you a bone. But you know something? You do it to help others. And it's so rewarding. I'm so grateful I'm able to do it.
So, what do you see doors change growing, and what's in the plan for you as you grow? Because you
That's
also
a great question.
good idea.
That's a great question. Our goal is to be able to help more kids get off the streets. And so how we do that, our concerts now, we're seeing about 1,500 people at a concert.
Mhm.
Our goal is to increase it by up to 3,600 for a concert. So when people come, they'll be educated. The key is educating our community. If they can be educated about the homeless youth issue, most of them say, I had no idea that this was around. When you can educate them, then you find the angels. They come to the top and they say, I want to help, and they help. They make donations. They volunteer. We help more kids together. Our team helps more kids together by being involved.
So now, money is no object. This my mother know. Oh, I have a fairy dust pen. We'll get you the This my mother know fairy dust pen. Not counting the money. What do you want people to know about you, and how can we help? I'm no more donations. I got that. But what else can they? What else can we be applicable to help you get to the next phase?
You know, I think I hate to say it, but money, by making donations, that's how we can help other people because it costs money to get social workers. It costs money to get case managers. It costs money to get program directors. You know, we have to be able to pay them so they can live, so they can help others.
Right.
And so because of that, if you're touched, do something to make a difference. Volunteer, make a donation, get the word out, tell people, go to that website, check it out. If you're happy, go to the Concert of Hope. Make a difference. Do something to make a difference. That's what I'm asking people to do. Take action. Because if you don't take action, it doesn't help. And go to other communities where you live in different parts of California and other places. Google homeless shelters in your community and support that organization so they can get these kids. Because remember, people are realize that homelessness is such a huge thing in our country right now. It starts with the youth. If you can get the kids off the streets, that means there's going to be less in the future of people on the streets.
Stop with the if. It's not if, it's when. It's when you get the kids off the street. It's when people step up and say, I want to help. I want to be of service. Not the sorority I belong to. Sigma Gamma sorority incorporated 1922, the 1922 founded. And our mission is greater service, greater progress. And the more we learn, the more we succeed. It's a lot easier to, even if you could just sit down a little bit and let one of those girls get on your shoulders and stand up, and she could see way at the top of the Hollywood Hills. I mean, I'm just overjoyed. What did you tell me her name? The girl that shaved her head and put it on purple in the mohawk. What's her name?
Say this one more time.
I said the girl who had the shaved head,
Justine.
tried the gang members and graduated from Austin. You know, that's only her. What's her
Justine.
name? Hey, Justine, look at the miracle you are. And I can really see a side view. And that's when you showed the graduation picture of her. I saw the light brighten up. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. See, that's two different. No, it isn't. That's the same person that found her mission. So let's still stay in touch with you guys.
Thank you so much for having us on. Thank you so much for getting the word out, because I know there's a lot of wonderful angels out there listening. Please take action. Please go to doorsofchange.org. Educate yourself about this issue, and then be a solution maker. Help us so we can get more kids a life that they deserve with hard work. We really appreciate it. Come to the concert, Hope. Come up here and say, I heard about you on the interview with Mother Love. I want to be there to support.
And this is in San Diego. See that? That's what we want. Because I've been saying, hey, let's go to San Diego again. I wanted to live in San Diego.
I'm giving you 2 tickets.
You're
getting 2 tickets to the VIP party and to the concert.
And I put on a good bra and I want a version.
You bet.
I could be lying to my team because I like a good party. In case in the sunshine, okay, I can hear my head. Okay, so now you have this every year. This a concert every year.
Every year. We've been having concerts for 23 years. We honored B.B. King at San Diego State Open Air Theater with front of 4,000 people because B.B. met with me for 11 years. He would sign guitars for me late at night. A couple times he had a fever, and I said, BB, you're 80 years old. What the hell are you doing? You should be sleeping. He said, Jeffrey, I want to help these kids. And I said to him, you know something? After the second time, Mother Love, that happened, I said to him, would you be okay, BB, if we honored you? And he said yes. And we honored him at San Diego State with 4,000 people, 6 national headliners. It was amazing. He was able to meet the kids face to face. We raised $165,000 with his Lucille's to get kids off the streets.
Miss Lucy, okay, I got to share my B.B. King story because we grew up with B.B. King. My mother loved all kinds of genres of music, and she loved like B.B. King and all the other. But the way he plays Lucy, I had the honor and privilege when I was doing stand up, and he came to this really risky, nightclub and what have you, and I was opening for him. I was opening for BB. I'm like the BB King, and he just seemed like an uncle. He seemed like my mother's brother. Okay, so this is what happened. We're in this fancy place. I'm just opening, the comedian, opening the show and everything. It was BB King was the headliner, and Louis Jackson was the feature, and Mother Love was the MC comedian. Okay, so I came in, I got my clothes on my back end, thing, doing my thing, I'm getting ready to go. I said, so where's my dressing room? They go, okay, you going to lay the bathroom and get dressed, right? And BB King saw me with my bag on, and I'm sorry, going to the whatever the closet was. And he said, well, baby, he said, baby, like it sound like 10 silver. He said, baby, what you mean walking down there? I said, they told me I had a dressing room. He turned me around physically. Himself had one of his people take my bag and told me, no, this is where you get dressed out right here. And the big sound BB King, right? And I'm like, okay, this is your dressing room. He's like, baby, don't worry about that. You deserve to be in stuff. I mean, I was so overwhelmed. He had a spread like I'd never seen in a dressing room. I mean, we get a movie sound. It was just spectacular. And he said, you can have all this in here. I'm glad I put my big purse. I was putting in all this stuff in the big purse. For a whole weekend. And he made me feel like a rock star. He made me feel I was so important to that show being a success. I literally, after the show was over, I went down and cried over for them. And I would never, ever, like as you said, people don't care what you say. People don't care what you think. People care about how you make them feel. And he made me feel like a rock star.
Oh, yeah.
He said, you always be like that. You just heard more. Okay, that's what happened. He was such a gentleman.
Yeah.
I mean, you had BB King, had stuff with Elton John, all these people. Who are you looking for? I'm not putting no lipstick on the camera. I'm sorry, my bad. Who is your next big act?
Truthfully, the universe provides, and so they'll just keep providing We're blessed to have Anson Williams as one of our angels. Lucy Arnez is one of our angels. Those people do interviews with me. They're fantastic. And they get this and they really want to help. And Anson Williams, by the way, is going to be our co-MC for the concert. So you're going to see Anson when you come to see us, because I'm getting you 2 tickets. You deserve to see firsthand, Mother Love, what you're helping us do to get these kids off the streets. Please go to doorsofchange.org. Make a donation. Make a difference. Be a change maker, because we can, with your help, get these kids a life with hard work that they deserve, a good life for them. They can be role models for others to follow. And we really appreciate you allowing us to get the word out to everybody. Thank you so much for having me on again. I really appreciate it.
It is my pleasure. We just got a couple more minutes. So I want to ask about you. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Buffalo, New York.
Oh, that's how long you been out here in California?
37 years in San Diego. I thank God every day. And I just know that there are no accidents when you meet people. There's no accident that we're talking right now.
I don't do happen chance. God didn't give me that. Wait a minute, we got hit up because of Harley. Both of us love Harley. Harley, no, PR, the guy is a beast as far as PR is concerned.
Yeah.
He actually gave out an interview for me with Anson Williams.
Harlan is a wonderful human being, and he's been so helpful to us.
He is such a love. And you know, that was don't the people that you look out for, that you look up to. You do meet them. Quincy Jones told me this when I first got to California. He said, "Mother Love, babe, I'm a kid." People always, you know, when they get up there, the money will change them. Money doesn't change people. He said, only make them more of who they already are. And like, and I had a full look on my face, and he said, "Well, let me say this." He said, "All I'm gonna do is make you more who you are. So if you are a nice person and you don't have 2 pieces of dust rubbed together, you gonna be nice to other people. Now, if you want that, you know, the butt guy or the butt girl, then you already make you more of who you are." And I've seen so many people who get so caught up in this industry, they forget that they're human beings. They forget that they have flaws. They forget that not everybody likes them. Deal with it. So, as you can tell, I'm a Hollywood fan. We got brothers and sisters.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for letting us get the word out.
That's what you got, brothers and sisters. I said, do you have brothers and sisters?
I have brothers and sisters. I have a sister. She lives in Israel, and I have a brother who lives in Florida, and they're very supportive of what I do. And I have a wonderful mother that's still alive, and I thank God every day.
Oh, well, you got some big gangster mother down hanging on to you right there. So when you say your sister's living in Israel, are you concerned about her safety?
Yes, I sure am. And my mother's there now too with her, and she's 89 years old, and I just pray that there's peace there quickly.
Yeah. Oh, we have to pray for peace. And it's just, I don't even want to get into it, but you know we got to get into it because so many people are affected by this. One of our aunts went to Israel before the craziness, more craziness happened. And when she came back, she said, "Y'all got to go to Israel." And I was like, "Okay, well, I know what where are we going?" Listen, I have a passport. We go see your mother and your sister. I'm a good traveling person. When you're not doing what you're doing, where do you get your respite care?
What do I
get your respite care? Where does Jeffrey Sitcov go to where he can decompress and relax and do what you need to do for you?
I go to music concerts. I love music. It helps my soul. I swim 50 laps several times a week for exercise. And I just love getting together with family and friends. They're everything to me.
And it's good to have a relationship with your family members.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Just today, and what we're all doing with this, our 99-year-old bonus dad made his transition today, this morning. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I can do it. I heard his voice say, "Baby," he called me sugar poo. Sugar, boy, you gonna have to do what you got to do. I know you got some wonderful people coming on your show, and I have a wonderful guy to be on my program, to be on our program, to just to let the world know. Tell them again where they can get in touch with you and about the concert tickets. What's it?
So people want to go to doorsofchange.org. Doorsofchange.org. Doors is plural. Go and check it out. Listen to the interviews. Go to the concert July 27th. It's UCSD, the University of Southern California in San Diego. The Epstein Family Amphitheater on July 27th. Casey and the Sunshine Band, 3-time Grammy winner. Come and join us.
It's going to be a fun time to have all, and just know that I was invited back to Big T to come, and we have it in one on one. We're going to have a funky good time. Thank you so much. And thank you, Autumn Ball, for always hooking me up with the best of the best. And you on the road. Please know I am your servant. Let me know what I can do, how I can do it, and you got me with that.
Thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure. Enjoy your babies. And remember this, no matter how big or tall, short or small, thick or thin, it matters not. What skin you're in. Everybody needs a mother. No one did. And not even Lisa Jeffrey Sitcov. I'm just saying. Casey is like, that's the way to